Africa is often defined by earth-shattering chases, by sharp claws and pointed fangs. But there is a cruel theorem in ecology. The smaller the creature, the more unpredictable its destructive power. And here is one of the most relentlessly patient hunters on the planet, the African tick. It does not possess the lightning-fast venom of a snake, nor the speed of a leopard. Its weapons are extreme starvation endurance and the art of perfect camouflage. An adult tick can lower its biological rhythm to the absolute minimum, lying motionless in ground crevices or suspending itself on blades of grass for years on end without needing a single drop of water or a morsel of food. They utilize a passive ambush tactic known as questing. The two raised front legs are not meant to snatch prey, but to activate Huller's organ, a masterpiece of biological sensory. Haller's organ is a micro-radar allowing the tick to pinpoint carbon dioxide-rich breath, the scent of sweat, and the thermal radiation of a warm-blooded creature from dozens of meters away. Across this vast grassland, they are scattered everywhere. Every bush, every crevice of dry leaves conceals a deadly trap of nature. Not a single sound, not a single warning. They merely wait for the most accidental brush against them. An audacious honey badger struts by. With its 6-millimeter thick armored skin, the honey badger is nearly immortal against the claws of a leopard or the venom of a snake. But that very armor is completely useless against the invasion of these tiny ticks. The friction occurs in just a split second. The trap is sprung. The tick slips through the dense fur, seeking out the thinnest patch of skin on the back of the honey badger's neck, where the host's teeth or claws cannot reach, and the process of draining its vitality begins. The tick's oral cavity features a ruthless biological structure called the hypostome. It is composed of a series of sharp, backward-facing barbs. Once plunged deep into the flesh, it anchors itself firmly in place. But why is the highly sensitive honey badger completely unaware? Because the tick's saliva is a superior chemical arsenal. It acts as both a local anesthetic that neutralizes any sensation of pain and contains an anticoagulant alongside a type of biological cement that securely glues the feeding tube to the body tissue. Day after day, the honey badger continues to roam the savannah, completely oblivious that it is carrying a silent, blood-sucking army on its back. The number of ticks clinging to its skin multiplies by the day. They congregate, reproduce, and expand across the hidden corners of the host's body. From the size of a sesame seed, countless blood-engorged female ticks suddenly swell up, increasing their weight by dozens of times. Once their chitin exoskeleton has expanded to its absolute limit, they successively let go, dropping to the ground along every footstep of the honey badger. Every blood-engorged individual that drops onto the grass carries with it thousands of new lives. And that is when the true disaster begins. The tick's patience is rewarded with reproductive capabilities on a destructive scale. Sustained by all the nutrients from the honey badger, the single female tick can release between 3,000 and 5,000 eggs. In just a few weeks, thousands of seed ticks hatch. They march up the blades of grass, creating a colossal biological death zone that blankets a whole area. Every blade of grass is now a waiting scythe of death. And the next target has entered the crosshairs. A pack of African wild dogs, Lycaon pictus, the most highly social predator on the savannah. As the pack of dogs intently runs by, seizing the very moment they have been waiting for, a swarm of ravenous seed ticks snatches the opportunity to latch on to their thick fur. They do not rush to bite immediately. The patient parasites remain hidden, slowly creeping toward the most fragile and highly vascularized areas of skin around the ear cavities and face. The true menace of the tick does not lie in the volume of blood drained. Death lurks right inside their salivary glands. As the feeding tube plunges deep into the flesh, a matrix of transmissible bacteria and viruses is instantly pumped straight into the animal's circulatory system. They sow devastating pathogens such as tick fever, babesiosis, and ehrlichiosis. These are agents that directly attack the red blood cells and the immune system. For a species with such a tight-knit community as the wild dog, the debilitation of just a few individuals can collapse the strength of the entire pack. But nature is a perfectly self-balancing machine. In the face of the parasite's expansion, the savannah has forged its own distinct immune system. The tick's agonizingly long wait on the blades of grass is also their Achilles heel. The emergence of thousands of ticks on the ground turns this place into a grand feast. The vanguard consists of the ground-clearing legions, guinea fowl and Savannah pheasants. With their relentlessly scratching feet, they overturn every layer of humus, scouring every leaf crevice. A flock of guinea fowl can eradicate thousands of ticks in just a single afternoon, severing the chain of infection right before they can even find a host. If the guinea fowl are the ground-sweeping force, then up in the sky, the Air Force also joins the fray. Cattle egrets and oxpeckers. The legs of the oxpecker feature a special anatomy designed to grip onto the steep and slippery surfaces of large mammals' skin. They wriggle into the ears and eye sockets of Cape buffaloes or rhinos, using their sharp beaks to pluck out the adult ticks deeply embedded in the flesh. By destroying the blood-engorged female ticks, they halt this outbreak right in its tracks before it has the chance to sow thousands of subsequent eggs. And the presence of the savannah's most versatile medical corps is indispensable. The banded mongoose. They not only pick up scattered ticks from the grass, but also provide a biological spa service for other animal species. The mongoose's stomach, boasting a highly concentrated level of acid, is a perfect incinerator, completely neutralizing all transmissible bacteria and viruses from within the tick's belly. On this giant ecological chessboard, no single animal species is redundant. The pathogen-carrying parasites, while devastating, are the very source of life that sustains an entire system of natural pest control organisms. These tiny guardians, from guinea fowls, cattle egrets, and oxpeckers to mongooses, have forged an invisible shield, purging pathogens and protecting the endless cycle of life. That silent war continues to wage on every second, every minute, within every blade of grass and under every heel. To sustain a magnificent ecosystem like Africa, Mother Nature never neglects even the smallest links.